are in for a treat today because we're talking to Natalie Hagan, social media strategist, everything basically cool and fun here at Redwood. Natalie Hagan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here and fun to be on the other side of the camera, not behind it.
Yep. So I'm often asked by people like, Eddie, what makes your company special? And one of the things that pops right at the very top of my mind is people like you, Natalie, and the impact that you have with our agents. And I'm so happy to have you on camera today where people can understand, what came together to create Natalie Hagan, the person that helps them feel comfortable on camera, feel comfortable, sincere on social media, and as a result, sees their sales grow. So you took a sort of long and windy road to real estate. Can you walk us through that?
Yes. So I grew up in Montana in a super small town, like 700 people. Ended up graduating high school and moving to California to go to fashion school. Got a degree in fashion marketing. Out of college, ended up working for a tech company because I decided I'd rather just buy shoes than design them. And from there, really started working with social media, started learning about marketing. And then I moved out to the East Coast and was just looking for a job and stumbled upon one that was in new construction marketing. And I've always had an interest in real estate. My dad was a realtor in the 90s. So I've always liked it. I've always loved interior design and that kind of thing. So it, parlays into sort of the more fashionable creative aspect. And worked for this company that we did all the marketing for all those new construction buildings in DC. So got to learn new construction, which is totally different. Got to learn about real estate, which was brand new to me. And then also was handling all of the marketing for these projects, everything from Google ads to events to social media to email to sometimes building websites. So a ton of work, but I learned more in those 2 years than any other job. It was really, really beneficial.
Just feet to the fire. So
Yep.
I'm seeing a map that we could call the Natalie Hagan story. And you're starting in Bozeman, Montana. You moved to California for fashion school. What city in California?
San Diego.
Okay, so San Diego, beautiful, kind of down this way. And then was the tech company you worked with in San Diego, or is that when you made it to the East Coast?
That was San Diego.
Okay, gotcha. So then you moved to New York, you said?
Not New York. I moved to, after a couple years in San Diego, I moved back to my little town in Montana
Gotcha.
for a couple months, moved to Paris for a couple months, moved back to Montana for a couple months, ended up in Arlington, Virginia, working for a DC company.
Natalie in Paris. So
yes.
What was the biggest shock, right? Montana to California, California to Paris, Paris to DC?
I think the Montana to California, because it's the first time I'd ever driven on more than a 2-lane highway before.
Yeah, I would think. I remember my sister lives in Long Beach, California. Her friend visited. We were going to Disneyland. And I remember her eyes were so huge. She missed this part. She's from kind of central Pennsylvania. And she's like, are roads like this in Pittsburgh too? She'd never seen highways like that. So I've witnessed that from the backseat, sort of that experience firsthand. Okay. So you get started in real estate. You cut your chops at a new homes marketing firm, one of the best in the area. I remember when you interviewed with Kara, I was very impressed with your background. She's like, you got to talk to her. You didn't fit the exact role that we were looking for at the time, so we wound up, like we do for a lot of great people, we created this position. And if you polled our 500 agents and you asked them sort of what delivers the most value for you as an agent, I think a lot of that flows through what you do for agents. So could you walk us through how you fit into the agents' lives here at Redwood?
Yeah, it did. It started off with, you're not right for this position. And then about a week later, Kara called me back and said, what about this instead? And I was like, yes, I'll take it. So I started off with just helping out Arlington, DC, and North Bethesda, just sort of the Beltway offices, working with agents on social media strategy, teaching them. Because for a lot of people, they know that they need to do it. They just don't know how. And it's so overwhelming to get started. And now I've taken that to the whole company. So now I get to work with agents, from Frederick, Maryland to Fredericksburg, Virginia, and work with them individually, but also I do trainings. I travel to different offices, run masterminds, send a weekly email to everyone with just different ideas that they can do. So it's been really cool to see how it actually affects them, and that they get, this is the part of real estate marketing that you get to do. This is the fun part, and it's the way you can have some creativity. So I love being able to help them with that.
Tell me about why you like working with agents as opposed to for agents. Like, spell out what the difference is there.
So for a lot of people and a lot of agents, they just hire someone who will post for them. So someone who's putting out, stock images with a caption, or just, collecting a check and just posting some stuff for agents. I focus on teaching them how to do their own, because then they're going to see the most return on it. They're actually going to be able to be authentic, to show up for their community, and actually see return from that. They'll have conversations, they'll get leads, and they'll enjoy it so much more for free.
I just got excited about this. As a Montana girl, is it fair to say that you teach them how to fish as opposed to fishing
I
for them?
literally say that all the time.
Yeah.
They'll ask, "Can you just do this for me?" And I say, "No, I'm teaching you how to fish."
But as a Montana girl, you probably could fish for them if push came to shove, right?
I could, but it's better for everyone involved if they learn to do it themselves and they are able to see, like, yes, I can do this. The best is I had an agent who had like barely knew how to use Instagram, and he ended up making a reel that had 10,000 views. Like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for them as well.
That's awesome. Why haven't you gotten me 10,000 views yet?
Oh, we're working on it.
We're working on it. We're working on it right now. Okay, so you're working with an agent who comes to you and they feel very hesitant about being on camera. Maybe they feel hesitant about even being on social media. How
Mhm.
do you approach that and help them be not only on social media video, but actually effective at it?
I say start with what you are comfortable with and start slow. For an agent, I would say start creating video that it's not you talking to the camera. Start with, a tour of a home or neighborhood. Maybe it's your feet, maybe it's your coffee, maybe it's your dog. Just start creating that video. And then if you want to start putting yourself on camera, start sending videos of yourself to your sister, your friend, whomever you feel comfortable and close with. I think I'm the generation where we grew up on Snapchat talking to each other, so we got really good at holding a phone and talking to it. But you can show up and you can be on video, and it doesn't always have to be your face, your voice. Start slow, and then build to it, and just stay true to who you are.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I remember, I'm going to say this is probably going back to 2009 or 2010. In our old Arlington office, we had Peter Brewer visiting from Australia. And he was like, sure, mate. Sorry for the accent, Peter. Sure, mate. Everybody's good on video. You just got to get natural, And he literally, I took his camera and I filmed myself, and I could see in his face that I was the one person that his belief did not ring true for. And it probably took me a couple years. This is not for everybody, but I got comfortable on video with a teleprompter. It's what got me over it. I got the
Mhm.
teleprompter app, and I just got used to reading it. And then eventually I just stopped overthinking it and just kind of looked in the camera and did this.
And one thing I'll say too, like, go take an acting class. I was a huge theater kid in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and that improvisation, that being able to think on your feet, like, find a local community college or something, or like a workshop, take an acting class. It so helps with just the feeling of being comfortable and rolling with it.
What was your favorite role?
I was Katerina in Taming of the Shrew.
All right. All right. Second favorite role.
I was a pumpkin in Cinderella when I was 5.
Mm-hmm. All right. Both classics. So you were so natural. We did this event called Recalibrate, and you hosted a couple panels. We put you on stage with some big names, and you just completely rocked it. Uh, is that the first time you've been on stage interviewing people?
That was the first time interviewing people, and Inside, I was freaking out because she had already
Mhm.
answered all of my questions
Yeah.
ahead of time in her her presentation. So I had to come up with a lot of them on the fly. So was definitely freaking out on the inside, but worked really well. And at the end of the day, people are people, and if you're
Yeah.
just naturally curious, what would you do at a dinner party? You just have to treat people the
Mhm.
same way, whether you're on stage or not. Well, as you know, I teach our agents how to use social media, and I use your videos all the time in my teaching.
I love that.
And I say, because they say, well, I don't have any listings. I don't have this or that. What do I do? And I said, you don't need to.
No,
You can just sit in front of a camera and tell stories.
that's right.
So I always talk about you, and everyone always asks me questions. So I'm going to ask you what they want to know.
Okay, let's go.
Hopefully I've covered all of them. So going off of that, what is the one thing you would tell to an agent who maybe they're brand new, just got in the business, they don't have any stories, they don't have any previous clients to talk about, they don't have listings right now? What would you tell them what kind of content to make? They don't have a ton of followers to ask, to say, what do you want me to do? Where should they start?
Okay, great question. So there's 3 places in your life: where you live, where you work, and where you spend the most time. Is that your kid's school? Is that your place of worship? Is that your country club? Where is that 3rd place? Typically, that'll make some sort of a triangle. You want to know every single house in that triangle, okay? And then you're going to go on your Instagram Live, or you're going to make a video, and you're going to say, you will not believe the house that I saw that's close to the high school. It's priced at $400,000. I will tell you, it was the deal of the day. I'm going to take every single buyer I have to look at 123 Banana Street. Okay? You only want to talk positive when you're talking about another agent's listing, or else they will beat you. So you're only talking positive. What is so great about 123 Banana Street? It has a pool, it's close to the school, it's at the bus stop. Whatever is the positive, give them your commentary about why that is positive. It's not your listing, and you're brand new, you don't have anything else to say, but you can do commentary on inventory. Nothing accelerates credibility faster than proof. And the more that you can talk about the market intelligently, the more credible you will look.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, to piggyback off of that, I teach these classes and I say, all right, this is how you make a TikTok video. This is how you make a reel. And I get so many agents who say, I just don't have time to do that. And I don't have time to post every day. And I just don't have time to come up with a caption. I don't know what to say. What would you tell them?
Well, you're being modest. You were just phenomenal at it. So, what is your favorite success story, or could you just tell me a success story of working with an agent who, maybe took your lead and then had real tangible results in terms of growing their real estate business?
I mean, social media is a long game, so not a lot of people will have this particular story, especially right off the bat. But I had an agent came down, sat with me. I showed her how to make reels for Instagram, which, if you don't know, they're short form videos. They're really fun. She loved it and just started having so much fun creating content with it. And she made a video that was about her like suiting up for the day to get ready for her day out in real estate, like putting on her backpack, zipping up her shoes, the whole kind of thing. And someone messaged her and said, oh my gosh, I knew that I knew a real estate agent, but I couldn't remember who it was. And I was scrolling Instagram and your video popped up. I need to list my house.
Yes, one for
It was
one.
perfect. Yep.
That is exactly that is why we do it.
Yep.
I say all the time, 3 reasons that someone's going to choose you as your real estate agent. Number 1, they know you or know someone who referred you to them. Number 2, they know of you and they view you as an expert. Or number 3, you happen to be listing a home that they're interested in, and it's just you hit it off and you sell their home. So its
Yep.
video just kills it with that number 2. And think about it, that number 2, people that know of you, there's a limit to how many people you can know and have a genuine relationship with. But in terms of, you don't even have to be an Instagram star or a TikTok star.
I think she had 200 followers.
Yeah, 200 followers, 200 local followers in that market, and you grow it from there, and it makes real just a real tangible difference. So, put you in the spot. Favorite thing about Redwood?
The people. I think the fact that I have people that I am genuinely excited to work with every day is pretty cool. Like I don't have Sunday night blues because I know on Monday I get to hang out with some pretty cool people.
Natalie Hagan, this has been amazing. I'm so happy people got to see this side of you, and it's great sharing like this. We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely.
All right, have a great one, and I'll see everybody. If you love this video, hit the subscribe button. If you like it too. Thanks. See you soon.